I want to start by greeting you all. My name is Stanford Musarurwa from Namibia University of Science and Technology. My research is entitled Assessing Organizational Information Security Culture Among Workforce in Universities, a Case of Namibia. So this study is based on organizational information security culture. Okay, so what is organizational information security culture? So when we look on organizational information security culture, it includes behavior and attitude of employees or users towards interaction with information assets, and also their behavior and attitude in the protection of the confidentiality, integrity, availability of organizational information assets. And so that means organizational information security culture, it plays a crucial role in the protection of any organization information asset. So assessing organizational information security culture, it helps to measure what users know or regarding security and also best practices. But in this case now, this research is looking on the organizational information security culture in universities or in higher learning institutions. If we look on the nature of universities or maybe higher learning institutions or even schools, we see that these institutions are characterized by a large pool of diverse users, which makes it very complex to actually formulate and implement information security policies. Not only information security policies, but it's also very difficult to conduct information security awareness and also educations. Reason being that universities are characterized by a large pool of users with different security requirements, with diversing security needs. So this poses a problem when it comes to implementing an effective information security culture. Right. So organizational information security culture, it has got a direct influence on user information security awareness, user information security behavior, perception, and practices. It has got also a direct influence towards user attitude towards information security policies and also procedures. And so that means that if employees or users are unaware of the existence of security policies, or maybe if they are unaware of best practices in performing their daily work, they tend to make mistakes that might or end up compromising the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of organizational information assets. Additionally, this means that the behavior of users or employees is also, it has got a direct link with the organizational information security culture, right? So if an organization doesn't have a well clearly defined or an effective organizational information security culture, this will also have an influence towards the compliance when it comes to compliance and monitoring of security policies. So this is that's why information security culture has got a crucial role when it comes to the protection of any organizational information security assets. So this study, it was basically intended to evaluate organizational security culture among employees at a university in Namibia, and also to propose strategic approaches towards improving information security culture. Right, the approach that was taken by the researcher, it was a case study approach whereby a Namibian university was selected, and data was collected using online questionnaire that was also distributed among non-technical, which are also non-academic employees or workforce. Interviews also were used to also complement a questionnaire, and the interviews were conducted with IT technical staff. That includes IT manager, network manager, IT administrator, and IT support staff. Regarding data analysis, so data that was collected using online questionnaire and also interviews, it was categorized into domains or into the following 3 domains: information security awareness, information security education, and the last one, information security behavior and perspection and practices. And so the results from the survey, from data that was collected, at the first domain, which is the information security awareness, that the response that the researcher obtained from the participants points out that about 75% of the respondents were unaware of the existence of any specific security policy, and they have not even read it. Then regarding the other domain of information security education, it was observed or discovered that more than 70% exhibit lack of security education. Additionally, the majority do also know their responsibility when it comes to information security and actually how to respond to information security incidents. So that means the major chunk of their workforce, the non-academic, cannot handle an information security incident. That poses a major risk to their institution. The last domain contains information security behavior, perspection, and also practices. Right, again, a large number, about 70% of respondents are showed that they are misinformed and they are actually confused when it comes to how information security, how to handle information security problems, and when it comes also to deal with information security in their personal capacity. So that means they do not understand their personal responsibility. They do not understand that they have a major part to play when it comes to information security. Now, the interviews that were conducted with IT staff. So the first domain regarding the information security awareness, it indicates about 95% of the interviews indicated that the university doesn't have a specific information security policy. That points out to the discovery from the survey that shows that many of the employees, they do not know about the existence of information security policy. But it was actually indicated that these security matters are actually embedded in IT security policies, such as the communication and telecommunication policies, and also acceptable use policy and password policy. So in this regard, due to the fact that this university has got a large number of users with different needs, it actually made it impossible, or actually very difficult to actually come up with a specific information security policy. That's why I think these matters actually embedded in various IT policies. Now, the next domain regarding information security education, about 89% of the interviews indicated that they do not think they do not think the university end user truly value information security because there is lack of understanding and education and also awareness of information security. So in this regard, it means that IT technical staff also understand that their users are actually are not trained well. They are unaware of actually information security issues and aspects. Now, the last domain, which is information security behavior, perspection, and practices. So in this domain, it was observed that all the interviews claimed that they believe that end users are the weakest point when it comes to the security of information security of an organization. Right? They also indicated that there are some incidents that happened previously that comes from the insiders. So they are actually aware that their users pose a security risk. All right, so the outcome of this study, it actually obvious that the university does not have a specific information security policy in place, and since information security concerns are embedded in ITC, it actually becomes impossible or almost difficult for them to to monitor compliance of these security issues. Then another major outcome was the lack of security awareness, education and training that is prevalent at this at the university. So this again means that since the organizational security awareness, education, behavior, attitude is influenced by organizational information security culture, it always comes back to the importance of having an effective organizational information security culture. Then another problem that was also noted is that end users, the ones that are very weak when it comes to information, the protection of the institution data, as they report that there are some mistakes that ended up compromising the institution data. And one of the major, the last one, which is the major problem that was also discovered, is that there is actually no executive staff involvement or commitment when it comes to information security. So all these problems, they are actually, in my opinion, emanating from a poor organizational information security culture. Right, so those are the outcomes of the research of my study. Now, one of the objectives of the study was also to propose a strategic approach when it comes to the promotion of information security culture. One of the strategic approach, the first one is to develop an information security awareness training. So the university needs to actually come up with a plan when it comes to user training. And on the same note, this is supposed to be based on role-specific, on user-related awareness issues. Since universities actually characterized by users with different needs, it will be actually of paramount importance to focus on role-specific and also user-related awareness issues, so as to improve the organizational security culture awareness culture. Then another strategic approach was the enforcement of security policies and compliance. Right, without enforcing security policies and monitor compliance, it would be very difficult actually to have an effective information security culture in place. Then this should also be supported by creation of motivation towards their behavior change when it comes to information security. Again, the university needs to implement user education based on what we call security-based practices. So users need to understand, they need actually to work or to perform their daily practices using best practices. Lastly, executive staff should show support and interest, probably just by sponsoring and also being involved in information security issues of the institution. So these were the strategic approach that the institution can take. In my conclusion, I can just say the workforce in university is a lot of work to perform in order to bring the information security culture to a desired level of acceptance, is actually evidenced in this study. I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you.